Hello, 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 and out to the wolf pack. Welcome in, everybody. It is a special night here on Basement Bratz Art. We're so glad you are here. I hope that you guys enjoyed some peace and serenity on this Memorial Day. Kiki BBA, welcome in. I'm very excited tonight to be able to present part of a very special program that I have um, compiled and written myself, which is called Flags on Tour. We will be sharing 4 flags from this Flags on Tour. Maybe you knew, maybe you didn't know that prior to being on Whatnot and selling live, I was actually a pretty well booked public speaker. And that was in my patriotic field, my patriotic heart. I wanted to join the Navy when I was younger. And I went in to join, and I was unable to because at that time, I was 7 ounces over the body mass that they would allow to serve in the Navy. And I was devastated. So I said, okay, God, what will you have me do? And I very clearly heard him say, serve those who have served. And that's what I have tried to do my entire adult life. So I'm very excited to share part of that program with you guys tonight. I have shared part of it in the past. I shared 1 flag, but tonight I'm going to share 4 of those. And also, it's a wolf night. We have some beautiful, beautiful wolves. There's 2 of them tonight. And then also when I'm doing my speech tonight, I'm gonna tag him. All of the tips of anything that comes in tonight after the wolf pack will be going to Bent Mandrel Inc., who is going to be donating them to his local Disabled American Veterans Association in his local town. He has always done a great job on patriotic holidays to raise funds for that DAV, and he is feeling under the weather. So I wanted to kind of join in on his cause and do this tonight in honor of him. So, of course, the wolves will go to the White Wolf Sanctuary in Tidewater, Oregon. But the oh, ow, ow, ow. For those of you who may have never been in here tonight, my name is Rochelle, and I am Basement Bratz Art. I am also BBA 2021. I am Paul's sister. I am Roxy's daughter. I am Kaylin's mom, and I am a patriot. So days like today really strike at my heart and really remind me that I am so fortunate. Hello, Envy. Welcome in. I'm so fortunate still today to live in a country that is free. Um, Maybe we're not as free as my parents' generation. I see that every single month, honestly, now. It used to be that every year we would see differences, but I've been seeing month by month that we are losing a little bit of our freedoms every single day. And that is disheartening. But that being said, I want to say that, done, my friend. I want to say that we still live in the greatest country on earth. We still have that right to voice our opinions. We still have that right to attend the churches that we want to go to. We attend the schools that we want to go to. We get to say what we want to. And we wake up every day under the privilege that has been given to us by those who have not only sacrificed their life, but sacrificed their time and sometimes a lot of their health in order to serve this great nation. So that is what tonight is about. I'm going to tell you now, I can never get through any of these stories without crying. I'm going to start off, first of all, by introducing you to my brother. He is one of my heroes. This is Paul Clayton, and the wolves tonight will be in honor of him. And this is my dad, who served in Vietnam. And those are just two of the many heroes. My mom's dad served, my dad's dad served, my dad's stepdad served, many of my uncles, most of my cousins. Um, I had an aunt who was one of the very first Army nurses, and responded to some pretty heavy stuff in the military. In fact, her name is actually on a wall in the Women's Memorial section in Washington, D.C. She was very pivotal in what she did. She was just a warrior, and I so love her so much. So I come from a very long lineage of military personnel, and I'm very, very proud of them. And in return, I've gotten to hear from them that they're proud of what I do in return for them. So I'm super excited to share with you tonight these special programs. So, first of all, um, we talk here tonight on Mondays and Thursdays about my brother, who was a Navy yeoman, and he served our nation for 4 years in Iraq's Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation oh, it's Desert Storm. Sorry. So Operation Iraqi Freedom and Desert Storm. My dad served in Vietnam, and although uh, Vietnam did not kill him then, it eventually did kill him due to medical reasons. He died at an early age in his 60s. I had an uncle who was drafted to Vietnam, and when he went in, he was in the very last day of their training at their boot camp, and they inoculated them with a vaccination. And this vaccination was very toxic. And they came in a week before they shipped them out to Vietnam and said, "We've rendered you unfit for service, go home." And they all died in their early 60s due to liver failure, hepatitis, kidney failure. That basically the vaccination that they gave them killed them all. It took many, many years for them to actually have to get the benefits that a military personnel would receive, because they actually didn't see battle and they didn't finish they didn't finish a deployment, but basically they were killed by by those vaccines. So still very, very proud of my uncle and the battle that he did to help get benefits. My grandmother fought very hard to get him his benefits. Because had it not been for them serving, they would never have been sick. So my uncle was the last surviving person in his unit. Actually, he died in his 50s. I think he was in his late 50s. So they all died very young. So very long lineage. My grandpa served in World War II. Both grandpas served in World War II, and just very, very proud of them. So why don't we say Happy Memorial Day? We don't say Happy Memorial Day because this is a day that we honor those who have paid that ultimate sacrifice to our country. We say we say that we honor and remember today. We say we don't forget. We say that we're proud of what they've done for us. That's what the thumbnail said today, is that we honor those who gave that ultimate sacrifice of their life, and we honor their families who have had to go on without them. So we're going to do our wolf pack first. I hope you guys. I'm not sure if I'm frozen or not. Looks like my computer froze. Okay, I think I'm back. All right, guys. And again, after the wolf pack, anything that you want to donate in tips will be going to Bent Mandrel Inc. for the Disabled American Veteran Association in his hometown, in honor of his service tonight, in honor of all of my friends who have served on Whatnot tonight, and it hopes that the DAV in his hometown will make a difference in the life of somebody who has been disabled or hurt in the military. All right, let me tell you who I am again. I'm Rochelle. I'm Paul's sister. And what we do on this site is we create wolves on Mondays and Fridays because we lost my brother in 2022 while he was serving. Oh, not while he was serving, while he was sick in the hospital. And he was actually injured and killed by the hospital. In part of the process for me to heal my heart and for my family to heal our hearts, we started creating these beautiful little wolves. Welcome in, Boston. We're so glad you're here. And we take these wolves, we send them out into the world via adoption here on Whatnot, and when they're adopted, they become yours. When they become yours, you get an adoption paper. I love it. I'm so glad. I hope it was, what you were looking for. I just kinda went with the colors. Hopefully it worked. Um, so, what we do is we give you an adoption paper. We tell you what number in the adoption that your wolf is. We tell you when it was created, and you get the story of what that wolf represents for our family and the Paul Clayton Wolf Pack. Then we take the proceeds and we send that to the Tidewater Oregon White Wolf Sanctuary, where they currently rescue white wolves who have been in distressing situations. They may have been held in captivity. They may have somebody thought they would make a good pet and they realized they were a wild animal, or they maybe were in the wild and got hit by a car, or some way they needed to be rescued, and that's what they do. They currently have 12 or 13 wolves. Those white wolves live on 32 acres. And thank you, Fawcett. Tell them I said thank you. And I think I'm praying for somebody in your family right now who's in service. Um, so today, oh, also, as a gift to you from the wolves, we send you a white wolf fur trinket. You will actually get white wolf fur back from the wolves to say thank you for helping to support and feed them, because they go through 120 pounds of meat a day. So, thank you so much for being here tonight. And I'm very excited to share the first two wolves with you tonight. Actually, there's only two wolves tonight. And I think they're beautiful. The first one stands for the service of not only my brother, but for every man and woman who has put their life on the line. Oh, I need to. Thank you so much. Yeah, see, I don't have Brian here to help me do that, huh? Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're sending out the wolf call because we're sending out the wolf call to let everybody know that we're running the wolves. And also, guys, tonight there is a pre-bid item in the bin because I wanted to make sure that they go for a really nice price. They are these beautiful slate coasters, made by TWA Sublimation Store. They were donated in, so they're 100% profit to the White Wolf Sanctuary. They're this beautiful slate. They are, I will pin them soon, but you guys can go in and pre-bid them. And at the end of tonight's wolf call, we will actually run those. We sent out the wolf pack. Ow, welcome in. Okay, guys, so no, it's okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. We too are under flood stuff. You haven't missed anything except me already crying about Memorial Day. Tonight's a special show. Like I said, I'm sharing um, not only am I sharing our patriotic wolves tonight, but we are also doing a patriotic program where I'm sharing four of the flags that I have taken on tour all across this great state and in several parts of our country. So I'm very excited to share those with you tonight. They are service flags, and I hope that you guys will stick around and learn a little bit about the flags that represent our servicemen and women. All right, so the first one actually tonight actually represents every male and female who have dedicated their lives to our freedoms. Whether they went in and they were able to come home, luckily enough to come home. Maybe they have silent injuries that you were unable to see, but every single man and woman who goes into service has some sort of sacrifice of what they have done for our country. There's Todd Webb there now. We were just talking about your beautiful slate coasters that are in the bin right now for they're for pre-auction. So you will never convince me that people don't go into the service and have a sacrifice. it's many, many hours, days, months, and years that they're away from their family. It is very physically challenging, it is very mentally challenging, and even if they don't sustain a physical injury, a lot of them come home with mental injuries based off of the things that they've had to see and the things that they've had to do. There's also the invisible injuries that come from blasts, from detonation of explosives that are close to them. There's loss of hearing, there's loss of eyesight. There's a lot of things that happen with a service to our country. So tonight's wolf, our very first one tonight, is called service. This is service. It is our standard red, white, and blue. It is our new candle mold that we are loving. And I went with that pale blue because this is actually the navy colors for their, I think they're called dungarees. They're their actual, like, navy color of work uniform. So, BDUs, yes. I don't know if they call them that in the Navy, though. I think they're called something else. Elaine, thank you so much. This beautiful baby is coming to you, and we will get that to you with your wolf fur trinket. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, I also do not have a bunch of, I don't have a bunch of support items tonight because I wanted to get into sharing, and they're called, I wanted to get into sharing the flags tonight because the show is really about that as well. But this next one is, we're going to wait for Simplify to tell us. They are called dungarees. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. They're that beautiful pale blue. And then they have two hats too. They have this one, and they have a different hat that they wear also. So, okay. This next one comes with a poem. And it is in honor of all of those, yes, in honor of all of those individuals who have actually lost their lives in service to our country. What I was looking up today is that um, I got the number here. It is 1.3 million battle casualties since our nation's inception. Total service related deaths are innumerable. So, service related deaths, those who may have died from Agent Orange or died as a result of their wounds later, those that are killed in um, training missions, car accidents while serving. So those are innumerable, but battle casualties is 1.3 million individuals who have been lost since the inception of our country. That is a great sacrifice of life for the things that we hold dear. So, back in World War One, there was an individual by the name of John McCree, and he was part of our. I'm sorry, it's John McCrae, and he was a part of the Allied forces that were there in order to help to capitulate and to make sure that we won the war. And he was standing in a field, and this field was just row on row of crosses. And he noticed that there were poppies growing everywhere in this field. Now, this field is, I believe it's in Italy. Let me look. I think it's in Italy. Okay, so it's in the Belgian province of West and East Flanders in the French department of Nord, wherever that may be. It is a great theater of war that it encompasses several specific monuments and regions that mark the area. So he felt very passionate about the things that he was seeing, and he was a poet, and he penned a very famous poem. And this is why, to this day, many of the service organizations that you see that are military related all use the poppy for their symbol. I happen to have one here. Let me take it down. This one is actually from the DAV. Actually, this is the Veterans of Foreign Wars. I am actually an American Legion Auxiliary member, and we actually do a lot of work with the poppies. We do poppy education programs throughout the United States, and this is the poppy. You may have seen them being handed out at veteran service events, or they may be selling them for their causes that they can help individuals in their hometown to recover and have a place to meet and be able to make a difference in the lives of other veterans. This is the poppy, and it is the symbol for a lot of our organizations across the nation for veterans. It is a poppy of remembrance. It is for all of those who have been killed in battle. Or the Wizard of Oz. So, what I wanted to share with you today was the actual poem that inspired the poppy to be our actual symbol. And I do want you to realize that although we have taken the poppy as the symbol of our great American um, organizations, it's not just a poppy from the United States. The poppy is the symbol for the. Um, Hi, Brian. Welcome in. It is a reflection of all of the armed forces that were serving in the world wars. So not only here in the United States is the poppy the symbol, but internationally it's recognized as a flower of remembrance. And this is why. In Flanders Field, the poppies blow between the crosses row on row that mark our place, and in the sky, the still singing fly. Scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Field. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from falling hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Field. So that is a very famous poem. I did at one point have it memorized, and so did Kaylin. There she is, a little Kiki BBA there. We've had the pleasure of being able to read that at many ceremonies in which veterans who have been killed in action have been either laid to rest or are being honored. So that is a very important symbol in our nation. And so tonight's second wolf is actually the counterpart. Let me get back to my main screen. The counterpart to service, and that is sacrifice. This white and blue wolf. And there is the poppy of remembrance that said, "Least we forget." And this is actually a pin that I did get sent to me from Bent Mandrel Inc., who we are honoring this evening with the donations to his American Legion, not American Legion, Disabled American. Are you banned from selling right now, my friend? It's okay. I love how this turned out. I love that you've got this streak of white in the middle here. I think he is just wicked and beautiful, and this means a whole lot to me, guys. And I hope it means a lot to you now. No problem. That is no problem, my friend. Thank you so much, and congratulations. Oh, this is your second wolf, I believe, or is this your first wolf? I want to say it's your second. That's okay. I understand. Oh, thank you so much for that. Just hold on to it. We do this every Monday and Thursday, and the wolves are always going to be in their sanctuary, so they're always going to need a place to rest their little heads, and they're always going to need fed. So, okay, thank you so much, guys, for participating in the wolf pack this evening. Now let's run the beautiful set of let's see the beautiful set of coasters. I hope you guys will bid these up because they are absolutely beautiful. This was your first wolf. Okay, well, welcome to the wolf pack. And ow! We will be howling at you when you come into shows now. I'm so excited. Welcome in. Okay, guys, these coasters are the ones that were made by Todd. They are so beautiful. Of course. Look how beautiful these are. This is a full set. Okay, we're going to hold on to those. That's okay. We're going to run those again on Thursday. Um, we are going to run those again on Thursday. I love it. You'll be back. And you know, it's still the week of Memorial Day, so it's patriotic week. It's never uh, you just missed two beautiful wolfies. Both have been adopted. This is service, and this is sacrifice. Service and sacrifice. What did you, Supreme Commander? That's what happens when you miss the show. You get appointed to all the beautiful things. Okay, so and then Crafty. Also, we have the I know it's so beautiful. It was a hard one to run tonight. I was like, I really want one of these, but then I know I will make myself the wolves that I love someday. Hello and welcome in. We just ran these. Guys, they are there for pre-bid. If you would like to go in and pre-bid them, are they on pre-bid? They may not be on pre-bid, but they are slate coasters made by the beautiful Todd Webb at TAW Sublimation Store and Laser Engraving. My goodness, guys, he does such beautiful work, and I want to say thank you so much for these. Not after I run it. What do you mean? It's not up for pre-bid after I run it? Okay. But it's in there and it has to be run, correct? Because I don't think it's a buy it now. Since I touched him and I showed him again, let's run him one last time. And he got this straight from their magnet. I love it. Okay. All right, guys. So tonight we are sharing part of the Patriot program. I love it. Hey, sacrifice in our community is also very important. Our brave men and women who put their lives on the line every day for us in our first responders, paramedics, EMTs, firefighters, police officers, SWAT team. I mean, the list is endless. However, we also need to add our teachers to that who have been putting their lives on the line of danger in these schools with school shootings and stuff like that. And that ability for every single one of us at any given time, unfortunately, who have to act with valor for our country and for those we love around us. So, yes, Kaden, you are blessed. And it's very apparent that you have been raised by people who understand that because you're a good kid. All right, guys, what we're going to share tonight with you is a program that's very special to me. I have a flag program called Flags on Tour, and I have about 18 to 20 flags that have been taken clear across the country. And these flags have been held by hundreds and hundreds of people, if not thousands. I have, you can't hide it. You can't hide it, kiddo. Um, I will do a program in a school, and there will be 800 kids in an auditorium, or they will bring in 100 kids at a time, and I will do 5 to 6 sessions of this a day. So a lot of these flags have been held by hundreds and thousands of individuals. I love to go into a school or a church or a DAV or Daughters of the American Revolution and see how they hold and cherish these flags because they are service flags of our nation. I have not been on tour with these flags for a little bit of time now because when COVID happened, basically a lot of these little organizations shut down. They stopped allowing people to come into the schools and do programs. Um, just a lot of that has just changed. And I kind of changed. I don't seek it out as much as I used to because I just, you know, I love that. I love the DAR. So amazing. So, things have just changed, but I want to continue to share them. These flags in the past have belonged to a member. Tonight, only one of them. You know what? I'm going to share. I'm going to share two stories, and I'm actually going to dedicate one to somebody who's currently in service. All right, here we go. Let me grab these flags real quick. Okay. You guys will probably know what these flags are. You may have seen them. You may have recognized people wearing them as lapel pins. You may recognize them in cars going down the road because they are in every state allowed to carry this license plate as well. And they actually started at the end of World War I. They were very, very prevalent in World War II. And unfortunately, they were very hidden during the Vietnam War because it was almost dangerous to display that you had a loved one who was serving in Vietnam. So these star flags are actual service flags of our nation. They are not presented, they are earned. So I do not have a smaller version of this one, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the bigger version of this one. You may have recognized this in the past. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me put it on the screen. I can see. How many of you have ever seen this symbol before? Okay. So this is called the Blue Star flag. It was very, very appropriately named for the blue star in the center. Our government wasted no fancy names for this star. It's called the Blue Star flag. Now, what happened at these were very much handmade at the end of World War I. And what they would do is they would sew the blue star, and every single person who was in service deployed in the home during that time had a blue star in their window. They had the blue star flag. So there were homes that had 2 blue star flags or 3 blue star flags. In fact, even today in modern society, we have a family here in Tennessee that they have 3 blue star service people currently serving, and so their mother has a blue star flag that has 3 blue stars on it. So make sure you tell them I said welcome home, Crafty. So these blue star flags represent an individual who is currently in service and in deployment somewhere in our world. Do we have people deployed today? We absolutely do. Whether we believe in the deployment that our government has sent these individuals in, they are doing their duty, they are doing their service to our country. They have been sent where they have been told to go, and they do what they are told to do by their commanding officers. It is not a choice for them. When they choose to enter into our military, they give their lives over to their commanders, and their commanders tell them where they're going to go and what they're going to do until their service is no longer done, until their service is no longer required. So, how we were able to, mm, how we were able to treat so many Vietnam veterans so horribly when they were sent and drafted and made to go where they were supposed to go, and then we treated them horribly when they came home is beyond me. I think we do a way better job today of welcoming those home that have been sent in places, even if we do not agree with where they are and what they're doing. We understand that these individuals are doing what they're supposed to do. And if they don't, not only if they don't follow through with what they're supposed to do, will they wind up being dishonorably discharged, but they will lose the benefits. They will lose the time that they have given to our nation, and they can actually wind up in military prisons. So they are told where to go and what to do, and they do it proudly, and they put boots on the ground, and they protect our interests wherever they are sent to go. Blue Star families need to be acknowledged. If you see somebody wearing a Blue Star flag on their lapel, if you see them wearing a lot of the moms will wear a little pin on their shirt. Take the time to say thank you for your Blue Star. Thank you for whoever is serving for you, because they absolutely, they deserve our utmost gratitude for where they are and what they're doing, because war is never pleasant. Okay, no 100% you cannot convince me that anywhere you are deployed is perfectly pleasant, because it is not. Okay, this is the next flag. This one actually, I'm sorry, let me tell you first of all, this flag actually belongs to Cody Ion's daughter, who is currently actually in Bahrain. She is back in Iraq and she is serving. And when the bombing started happening, he was very concerned that he would lose his daughter, because the base she was at was actually hit. And so I honor him. Not only is he a he is actually a proud Native American of our country, and he has served very valiantly in the military, and he is now a sheriff in a local hometown in New Mexico. I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud of his beautiful Navy daughter serving in the military, and that Blue Star stands for her service today. This flag actually does belong to Larry Clayton, who is my dad. Now, can you guess what the government named this one? This is the Silver Star flag. This is genuinely the size that's hung in windows. I don't have a Blue Star flag, because when I come across families and they say, "Oh, I don't have a Blue Star flag," I'll usually give them the one that I have. And I unfortunately don't have any of the smaller ones right now. I just have the bigger one. But this is genuinely how they're hung, and I can't. I'm leaking. This is how they're hung, and this is the size of the gold and the silver and the Blue Star flags. So, anybody know what this one stands for? I do have a tissue over here somewhere. Does anybody know what the Silver Star flag stands for? If the blue is service, nope, that one is a black flag and it's not the Wounded Warrior flag. I will show you the POW MIA flag. It is actually called the POW MIA flag. The Wounded Warrior flag is actually not a service orientated flag. People tend to think of people having that be the symbol. of the Wounded Warriors, but it's not. It's a for-profit organization. They're not even a nonprofit organization. I'm not a fan of that one at all. I'm sorry for those of you who have given to it or do give to it. Personally, I've had so many of my military friends who have asked for help from them, and they have not received the help that they've asked for. A friend of mine was actually he was a triple amputee, and he got a care package that included shoes. I'm like, he lost both of his legs. What an insensitive thing to be sent. And I had another friend who was also, he lost one leg and one was severely injured. And all he asked was that his family be flown to Bethesda, Maryland, in order for them to be there because he was, they told him he might not survive the surgery. So he asked the Wounded Warrior Project to please send his family to Maryland from Tennessee, and they refused to do it. They said that's just not something they do. I'm like, if you're not helping wounded warriors, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I'm not a fan of that organization at all. And they're also a for-profit organization. So um, Caden, in response to the POW flag, just so you know what it looks like, that is actually called the POW MIA flag. It is not called the PALMIA, guys. It is actually called the Prisoner of War and Missing in Action flag. It does have the beautiful silhouette of one of our nations missing. They have the guard tower watching over, hoping that they will always be brought home, and also those who are being held in concentration camps and being held across this nation. And then it says, "You are not forgotten." Still to this day, that flag represents more than 80,000 individuals who are being held prisoner of war or who are missing in action. 80,000 individuals. A lot of those are from Vietnam and Korea. So that is the prisoner of war and missing in action. So I think I saw Simplify say that this is the wounded warrior. This is wounded in action. This is the true wounded warrior flag. So what would happen is when somebody went to service back in the day, they would have their blue star flag here. And then when they came home injured, they would actually sew the silver star on top of the blue star. So the original stars actually showed the blue behind with the silver in front. And this was actually the silver star flag. This one was presented to me by the American Legion Post in Lenoir City, Tennessee, when I was doing this presentation and I had a gold star flag and I had a blue star flag, and they said, "Where's your silver star flag?" I said, "I don't have one." And they're very, very hard to come by. And he said, "Well, I'm going to give you one, and I want you to tell the story of your dad." So this one actually belongs to my dad. He served in Vietnam, and he was exposed to Agent Orange. And my dad came home definitely a very he came home a very different person than he went. It actually did wind up destroying my family. They wound up divorcing. My mom served as much as my dad did. She got spit on. She got treated very horribly because her husband was in Vietnam. So my mom served right along with him, and she took all of the verbal abuse that he did. And so he was exposed to Agent Orange, and that caused a condition called hemochromatosis, which is a thickening of the blood. And it is a hereditary thing, but it has never been found in our family in any other way. And they were able to link it back to Agent Orange. And it eventually did cause a stroke, and he died at the age of 62. So, although he did not die in Vietnam, he did die as a result of his service. And so this belongs to my dad, Larry Clayton, and it is the Silver Star flag, which is that of the Wounded Warriors. And I just do want to mention again how important it is um, that we recognize that not all injuries can be seen, that there are a lot of injuries that are still extremely vital to the welfare of our military coming home that you can't see. So, you know, don't just assume, oh, you had to have an amputation to be wounded. That's definitely not the case because head injuries are very real. All right. So if the silver star stands for the wounded warrior, what do you think the gold star flag stands for? Yep, Simplify has already tagged it. This is the gold star flag. This is the one that's probably most well known. This is the one that is probably most well seen. By the way, guys, any tips tonight, go to Bent Mandrel Inc. The gold star flag is the flag that nobody wants to have. It is the flag that nobody wants to have earned in their lifetime. It is a flag that is presented to the mothers, fathers, wives, children, brothers, and sisters of those who have lost their lives in battle. There is the gold star flag actually does stand for individuals who were killed in the line of duty. They have to have been serving in a war. Thank you, Lions and Stars. I will make sure that Bent gets that for the DAV. Um, your grandma has this one. Well, I'm very thankful for your grandma for proudly displaying this flag. And I'm sorry for her loss. So the Gold Star flag stands for those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, who went and never came home. They were the sons and daughters, mothers, brothers, sisters, aunts and uncles who paid that ultimate sacrifice that were frozen in time. Most of them were killed at a very young age. Um, so their families don't have the benefit of knowing what would they be, what would they have done in the future. Um, I feel you, Lions. That is so me, and I'm so thankful for it. So this flag actually belongs to Bernie and Bill Coprince. Bill sadly has passed on, so Bernie. This will represent Bernie tonight. Bernie's son Billy was he was a lot like my brother. It sounds like his sister tells stories of him just constantly giving doing practical jokes. His military unit always said he was the absolute jokester of his group. Thank you, Caden, for that tip, and I will make sure that Ben gets it. Um, I'm sorry, Brian. Headed your way. So this is Bernie and Bill sent Billy to serve, and he immediately was deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq. And he served a couple of tours of duty, and they got word that he was coming home. He was going to be coming home the 31st of December. And so right after Christmas, he was destined to be coming home. Everybody was super excited. He was ready to get out of the military. He had done his time, he had done his service. He was ready. They were sitting at Cracker Barrel in Lenoir City, Tennessee, and um, the local police came in and they said, "Are you Bernie and Bill Coprince?" And they were like taken aback. They said, "Well, what's going on?" They said, "Well, is there somewhere private that we can sit and talk?" And so Cracker Barrel was amazing. They opened up a room in the back for them, and the police came in and they sat them down and they said, "We regret to inform you that your son was killed, shot down over Iraq in a helicopter, and he will not be returning home." It was the 27th of December, 2 days after Christmas, and 2 days before coming home. Can you imagine? I cannot. So, Billy loved pizza. He now has a nephew that is named after him. His sister named her firstborn after Billy, and um, Bill died of medical complications a couple of years ago, and I'm comforted in the fact that they are now together. So, this flag, I want you to realize that it stands for a person. It stands for a mother, a father, a sister, nieces and nephews. He'll never meet their uncle, never have that beautiful experience of being pranked by him. The Gold Star flag is real. It is not just a symbol given to a family. It is an individual, a person who has laid their life on the line for us every single day. So if you see a Gold Star lapel pin, please, please walk up to that Gold Star family, because I can tell you right now that the one thing that they always tell me when I do these things, I ask them, what do you want me to say to people? What would you want your story to say if you were able to speak in my place at these events? And they all say the same thing. We want to be able to talk about our son or daughter's service. So please don't be shy to walk up and say, thank you for your gold star. And can you please tell me your loved one's name? So if you see that, please tell them, thank you for your service. And will you please tell me what the gold star on your lapel represents so that I can pray for you and your family, or I can send good vibes your way? Good to know that. I do hang my dad's up. So that is the gold star flag, and it belongs tonight to Billy Coprince. And I will seek out his mother, and I will make sure that she receives this flag. And I will tell her that 14 people on Whatnot had the opportunity to hear Billy's story again, and she will be pleased for that. And then also, I bought this for her a while back from the beautiful Height Normal Designs here on Whatnot, because it took her a while to come to peace with it. But when she did, she actually had this tattooed on her body for her son that said, "It is well with my soul." And she has that tattooed on her arm in honor of her son. And so I bought this for her to get to her. Thank you, Elaine. I will make sure that Bent gets that in honor of the disabled American veterans. So, and also, guys, thank you so much for all of your tips. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, those are the three service flags. You've got the blue for service, the silver for wounded, and the third is um, for those who are killed in action. Now, there's been a controversy in the past for those who have lost somebody, whether they're serving and they die while in service. And that is technically the actual Gold Star flag states an individual killed in active duty in commission of a war to receive the Gold Star flag. So there's an organization that is currently out there called the Honor and Remember Organization, and they have created a flag that is also it embodies the entire family, and it's called the In Honor and Remember flag. And I've been presented one so that I could take it on tour and share it with people. So let me show you this beautiful flag. This is called the Honor and Remember flag. Let me change the screen so I can see what you guys are seeing. The Honor and Remember flag. Okay, so let me tell you what the center of this flag stands for. This is the Honor and Remember flag, and it represents the entire family. As you can see, it's got the blue, the silver, and the gold star flag accompanied all into 100% of their services. And this is the internal flame for us to never forget and always honor and remember the loss and the sacrifice. This folded flag actually stands for the entire family being folded into the service of this individual who is lost. It stands for the mothers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, all of the people who love that individual and were family are all accompanied in this particular fold of the flag. So this is the honor and remember flag, and it is presented not only to the mothers and fathers, but to encompass the entire family with the service of the individuals. So you can also go and you can sponsor a flag on their website, the Honor and Remember website. They currently have 315 flags that are waiting to be presented to family members who have passed in the line of duty, maybe not particularly in a battle or a war, but they still died in and as a result of their service to our nation. So that covers all of, and that is not a government flag. That is not a service flag. It is one that's been created by an organization that wanted to honor all of those who have fallen. So they have, yes, everybody serves. Everybody serves. So those are the 4 flags that I wanted to share with you this evening, guys. And I thank you so much for investing your time in this show this evening. Thank you for those of you who sent tips. I will make sure that those go to Bent as soon as he does his military show. So what did we have? I may actually just go ahead and send them to him. Let me look in where the tips are. Okay. So we have $11 to send to him tonight. We have $11 that we can send to him. You're very, very welcome. This is, like I said, this is how I serve my nation. This is how I serve those who serve. This is what was given to me. I absolutely love doing this program. I've never taken a penny for it. They always ask me, what is your cost for doing these programs? Because I'll be in sometimes for 8 or 10 hours a day in teaching in schools, and maybe 4 or 5 hours. I've driven all over the country. I've $12. Thank you so much, my dear. You hate that 11 number. Now we're at 12. We're at a good number. um so they always ask me, what can we pay you? Can we compensate you for your time? Can we compensate you for, whatever? I always just tell them, look, if you're an organization that sits down to eat, save me a plate. We'll eat with you. But donate then to my favorite charities. If you are determined to pay me for my service, then pay my organizations that I love. And they have always been Honor Air Knoxville. And Honor Air Knoxville did 38 flights. They took over I think it was 3,600 veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the monuments in their name. I'm so proud of them because they just completed their mission. They actually took every World War II veteran, every Korean veteran, and every Vietnam veteran in our state that requested to go to Washington, D.C. 3,600 veterans got to see the monuments in their honor because of this organization, and that was their last flight because they mission accomplished. I'm so proud of that. And I've been so proud to be a part of them. I got to go on a mission with them. I got to take veterans. Kaylin got to go on a trip with them. She took 6 Vietnam veterans. It was an amazing experience for her to see them and see the the Vietnam Memorial and see that through their eyes. Wow. It was amazing. I am also part of the American Legion, so I'll ask them to donate to that. And I also am a part of Wreaths Across America, where every December a wreath is planted on the headstones in national cemeteries all across this nation. The cost of the wreath, I believe, is $15. But what people don't really realize is that, okay, why are we putting out wreaths on graves of those individuals who have passed when there's so many individuals who are in need that we could be helping those that are alive. Well, what you don't realize is the $5 goes towards the cost of the wreath, but the wreaths are sold for $15. The additional $10 goes to a veteran organization locally that has sold that wreath to help their mission. So it may be a DAV, it may be an American Legion post, it may be we have a Veteran Heritage Site Foundation who is very, very active in our area. Thank you, Javier. That's $13 tonight. Um, so they're invested in helping individuals, but they're also invested in preserving military historical sites so that that information is passed on to next generation. So they will rehab veteran grave sites, make sure that they're legible. They will protect and go in and help upkeep historical sites that are veteran related. Very, very proud to be a part of that organization. It's run by a bunch of military women, and I will tell you right now, they are the most organized and spirited group of women. I think I'm one of only like maybe 10 or 15 of the group that's not actually a military personnel, and they're just all amazing. Most of them came from the women's Marine League. So let me tell you, they're very well organized, very logistically savvy. Let's just say that. So that is what I do. I am very, very pleased to have my service and the things that I do through my program to serve organizations that I'm passionate about for veterans. So thank you for letting me show a different side of myself tonight. I mean, yes, I know it's the snotty-nosed, crying Rochelle as usual, but I'm very, very proud of my country. Do I feel that we are headed in the right direction right now? No. I can say that because I'm an American and I've been given that right to say that by those who have um, gone before me and have fought for my freedoms and have stood up for that American flag, that red, white, and blue. But what I can tell you is I am still very, very in love with my nation. I am very proud of where we have been. And I believe that if we stand together and we bond together and we stick up for the things that we believe in and we make a difference with the things that are right here in front of us, make a difference in our community, pick up that piece of trash, love your neighbor, feed your neighbor, pick up where there needs to be help in the community, then we will continue to be the great America that our forefathers set out for us to have. If we together stand united as a country for what we believe in and we help each other, we are still the greatest nation on earth. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight. And I'm going to call it an early night um, because I'm very excited also that tomorrow night, Lions and Stars, who you see is the last person who just joined in, she's here. Her phone is cycling. She is actually going to be teaching a course for us tomorrow night that is a Resonators course. So those of you who are resin individuals, please join me back here at 8:30 tomorrow night so I can introduce her, and she's going to be teaching us how to ink our resin pieces. So very excited. I have waited, it feels like I've waited 6 months for this because I've been so excited to be able to do this. And I'm learning because I'm not the best inker. So I'm very excited to up my game. Resin 101 tonight or tomorrow night at 8:30. But you know what, Kaden, even though you don't have that particular mold, just get something that you need to ink and do it with us. Just kind of follow along. It is going to be great. You can ink anything. Yeah. I'm excited to have mine. You know what I didn't do? I haven't made something to ink yet. So I'm going to go pour that sometime tonight or early tomorrow morning so that I can follow along and show my product afterwards. And then what we're going to do is we're going to ask everybody that actually use that mold to post it in the creative share on our Discord. So guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. Do we have anybody on just a piece or a few made? Yes. Awesome. That's great. I'm gonna have a few out too. I did ink one. Let me show you this one. that I was actually kind of proud of. I did get this one inked.
USA.
USA. I need to do another top coat because it dimpled on me.
Love you, Mama.
Where are you going?
My friend's house.
Can you wait just 5 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, this one turned out pretty decent. I'm excited about him, but I do need to do another top layer. I may have to sand this one down and do another one. But I'm getting a little bit better at inking. But I'm looking forward to all of the ways that we can learn. All right. Is there anybody that is on right now that we can raid into in the resonator world? Preferably somebody that's new. Oh, Everyday Art is on. Who's Amanda? Yes, Susan is on. Love Susan, but we raid into her quite a bit. So, oh, Amanda Martinez. Yeah, but I want to raid into our, it's okay, my dear. You want to see the Wolfies for tonight? This is service and this is sacrifice. You need to take your meds, is what I was going to say. And then the rest was the teaching class. All right, guys. I think we saw Everyday Art is on, and she is brand new to the Discord also. And she's also been very supportive of my shows. So let's go in and raid her tonight. She also she does have 8 people in there tonight, and she is doing resin art as well. So let's go into Everyday Art and support her. And guys, thank you so much. Remember, don't say Happy Memorial. Say, today I remember those who served and those who have lost their lives for our great nation. And I enjoy my freedoms every day.